Player Manual, a practical guide for DMs, GMs, and just wanna BMs and other folks. This is a podcast where we talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and answer questions mostly from a DM's perspective. We hope other people can enjoy it too. I gotta get new glasses. My computer is right here, and I literally wasn't reading it. That was all by memory because I can't read that text.
Yeah, it's because it's dim because your computer's dying.
No, it's truly just because my vision is bad and it's becoming alarming. I mean, I haven't updated my prescription in probably 10 years, so it's been a long time coming.
Who are you?
Oh, I can't see who I am.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm Cohen Edenfield.
And I'm Spencer Crittenden. You may know me from Twitter at Skullmandible.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay.
I'm Skullmandible. Cohen is a ghost on Twitter. I am a game writer, and also I recently am a production coordinator now. I don't work at Target anymore.
You coordinate production.
I think pretty much the entire time we've been recording this podcast, I was stacking boxes at Target.
That's legit.
And it was murdering me. But I got myself a little 9 to 6 now. It's good.
6.
Steady ass job working at a media streaming services thing, doing localization lists and stuff.
And I
am the game master.
I just, I don't know. I opine wittily.
Oh yeah, I love shit.
I sit on a couch at the beach and I opine wittily, and people come around and pay me 5 cents.
It was originally opines, but after Marty drove over the tree, you just opine.
Mm-hmm.
Singular. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a reference to something.
Back to the Future. Everyone digs it.
Oh, they do, and I do as well. So what are we doing right now? We're doing the second part of a 2-part finale.
Oh, yeah. People are excited because they've just listened to the first part, and they're like, I gotta have more of this.
Or they just turned it off because I told them to last episode, and they're trying again.
All right. Well, this is the episode with all the good stuff. This is you went to Pinkberry, and you don't even want yogurt. This episode just has the Butterfinger bits. It has the sprinkles,
just the marshmallows from Lucky Charms. Last episode we answered questions.
Frozen yogurt places, you go in there and it just looks like somebody's pantry.
Just hide.
They're
dreams.
We got pieces of banana, we got cereal, we have
a quarter bag of brown sugar.
we have an expired box of couscous.
We just have 3 regular sized marshmallows, and they're all stuck together.
We have your alcoholic uncle who didn't hear you walking up.
We have Sriracha.
He's in the pantry.
He is too.
Do we have Szechuan sauce?
Nope. That stuff tastes bad. That you want to know why they discontinued it? Tastes bad.
Well, I thought it was because the promotion for the Mulan was over.
No one liked it. Really? They would have fucking drove that into the grave if that sold at all.
Yeah, I mean, Ecto Cooler took 15 years to get off the shelves, and I finally had my success in getting Ecto Cooler taken off the shelves.
Thank God Cohen's. I mean, he's been working on this for just
Ghost
decades.
Shit is my brand, and no one else can have it.
And cooling shit as well. You really got a market cornered on those 2 domains.
When I was a kid, I had an idea for a really good product. It was a pillow that had a cooling system in it so that the side you were on always stayed cold, so you didn't need to flip it over.
Right.
It's called the Chillo.
Damn.
But now I realize that would just make you very sick. That's
in a good way.
Yeah. You just get high as hell and you chill out on your Chillo.
Damn.
Anyway.
Well, do you want to crack into our first segments?
Is it the Swan Song of Helga?
Let's do that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Helga Cruciform.
And I didn't bring my musical thing.
All right. What if I beatbox?
Oh shit.
I don't know how to do that.
But what if? Let's just imagine.
Okay. All right.
That'd be crazy. It'd be maybe kind of like this. So do I just go then and you don't go? And then also you don't answer questions because you're beatboxing?
Fine. The answer
that could work.
In the beat.
That's not an answer. I guess I'm going to find it. Okay. I'm just going to go.
I'm done.
Okay. So what about Someone on the Discord recently was looking for goblin names. Do you want to do Helga Cruciform for goblin names?
Oh my God, yes.
Stink Fizz.
Randall.
Blizz Fizz.
Kyle.
Dom Fizz.
Chris.
Okay. Blint Steak.
Chillbone the Frigid.
Half Teeth.
Broke Neck.
Still Gullet.
Grizzlewort.
Fat Belly.
Tungle Dick.
Fat Neck.
Tungle Butt.
Fat Tongue.
Tungle Taint.
Tongue Butt.
We need to address Tungle Taint.
We need to talk about Kungle Cake.
We need to talk about Kevin Taint.
Kevin can taint. Kevin can taint.
It's Kevin time.
What's Tungle Taint?
Tungle Taint is that's just a goblin name that's really good as hell.
Tungle Taint.
Tungle Taint.
Tungle Taint.
Taint? Are you enunciating the N?
I am.
Can I hear
Only barely.
I want to hear. Let me put your.
Let me isolate that for you.
Put your fricatives into that.
It would sound like that. You
bilabial.
hear it? No. It's just very subtle. Stick fire.
Murderwort.
Skin boil.
Scavenge blood.
Green eye.
Red eye.
Blue teeth.
Blue eyes, white goblin.
Red butt. This is maybe, I don't know how good these names are, but this is maybe one of the best ones.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I know that was what you were going to say.
Yeah. Red eyes, black goblin.
Flask waff.
Dark magoblin.
Fat stank.
Exodia, the forbidden goblin.
Smell double.
Shit. Summoned goblin.
Splickwad. Light going to kill us.
Bit over.
Bit
over.
Ceiling light exploding and raining down hell and death onto all of our eyes and or hair, lighting fires and causing untold damages.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us for Helga Cruciform. Spencer died. All right. Good bit.
I'm dead still.
Yes.
Because we commit to the bit at Master Manual.
Yes.
Tweet at us. I don't care if you tweet at us anymore.
I do.
Tweet at Cohen.
It makes my day. I'm the one behind the Twitter a lot.
I'm there too. I just don't tweet.
I tweet the stuff.
I check it all the time, and then I go,
why that
you
dumbass
don't deserve
tweet
any
this?
of this. No, I'm like, I see people that I want to tweet at, and I'm like, they don't deserve this.
That's why I tweet, because I'm there for you. If you've seen the Netflix original series Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, it's real good. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. I mean, it's real hit or miss. A lot of the stuff is really good. There's some problematic stuff, but there's a nice ant and a mean ant, and I'm like the nice ant, and you're like the mean ant.
Well, how far are you?
9 episodes.
Oh, okay.
You haven't. I don't believe you've watched this.
I've listened to my roommate watch most of that season.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's good.
The writing is it's interesting.
Well, I've to be full disclosure, I have been like do not operate machinery high the entire time I've seen every episode.
It looks enjoyable. It just there's these pieces where I'll just hear these monologues and it just sounds so artificial and strange, and it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like anything anyone would say in real life. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't really, it feels like it just kind of sets up things that are already in the air that don't necessarily need to be stated in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is just a lot of writing that didn't need to be done.
I like the mean ladies on it.
Yeah.
And the hot fellas.
Oh yeah. They're like kissing
Ambrose.
Each other, right?
I like Ambrose, her cousin. He's cool. He's always in a bathrobe. He's beautiful.
Same. I don't know any of the characters other than Harvey and Sabrina, because those are the ones whose names get mentioned out loud the most.
She's like Harvey, and he's like Brina.
Yeah, various people are like Sabrina. Like the aunts say that a lot.
He's the only one who says Brina, though. You know that famous, famous diminutive of Sabrina, Brina with an apostrophe.
Yeah,
my roommates like to watch things with subtitles, so you can always see the apostrophe on Brina. It's really
honestly, Sabrina's canceled until Salem talks and has the same voice actor as in the TV series.
All I remember is that he did a very racist impression of a Chinese person playing Pai Gao. He said, "Me crazy for Pai Gao."
Pai Gao, we're back. Great joke.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry,
it was rough. That's all I remember from that whole show. Did that make it in?
Yeah, no, this is all good. We just had a technical problem in the middle of Cohen's.
I reminded Spencer that some of the stuff that the cat said was racist, and he got so upset that he had to get up and walk out of the room.
Well, we started arguing. He had to pull it up, and then I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty undeniable."
Yeah,
he's got the conical hat. No, but so you want to do our next segment?
Yeah, let's get away from this one.
This one's a new segment.
And remember, it's all bits this week, baby.
All bits booze day. So is it booze? It's Burrs Day, I guess. So
Spencer, I'm a recovering alcoholic.
You're a recovering Diet Coke consumer.
You think I want to be drinking Diet Coke?
No.
You think I don't want to go get that bottle of Kettle One off the shelf that's been screaming at me this entire time?
We should record
like
somewhere else.
Like a gun on the mantelpiece?
That's a good call out. It's called Gamestorming.
Gamestorming? How does it work?
Gamestorming. Check this out. You know what video games are? You know I do. Video games.
You know I love the big games. I love Sonic. I love Yoshi. I love to see Mario when he goes into the Turtle Town.
My favorite hero is Zelda.
I like Zelda. I like Sheik. I like Impa in all her forms. Old lady and strong young lady.
I think Metroid is a pretty cool guy. Anyway, video games,
Sans
source of
Undertale.
Inspiration. What?
Sans Undertale?
What about Sans it?
That's just how I live my life. Sans Undertale.
Really?
I don't play it. It was fine. It was cool. Toby's a good guy.
I haven't played it. I want to play it. I guess there's that new one. By the time it's out, we're allowed
Toby
to
did a lot of the
it.
music for my game.
Damn.
Before the studio got shut down. Anyway.
Remember that.
Womp womp. Yeah, no, it was fun.
So
I handled it so well, I started a podcast about it.
Video games can provide a lot of inspiration for role-playing games and dungeon concept designs. And so we thought say again?
I was going to say, that's a fancy way of saying if you can't think of anything, just take some video game shit and do that.
Right. So what we're going to try and do is be inspired by video game stuff and maybe come up with a way to like outfit a dungeon or some rooms of a dungeon that might be kind of fun and new.
Your clueless dumbass party will clap like eager seals as soon as they realize what the score is.
Right. And the score is idiot 0, you fucking infinity.
Oh, yes. You know that 8?
Turn it sideways. Upside down and then sideways.
Yeah, they won't even know.
Yeah, that's part of the tricks. Okay, so we want to hit classic video game, one of the classic video games of all video gamedom.
He's talking Pong.
I'm talking.
Wait, what are you?
We actually were talking about Pong at one point, but I'm talking about, you know him, Italian Mario.
Why did you say it like that?
You know how Mario's a famous Italian?
Yeah, he loves biscotti.
You know how everyone knows, Mario,
the
Italian character.
Those classic Italian tropes. He loves biscotti. He hates turtles. He's constantly cucked by a large dragon.
He fights, dragon turtle guy.
So what you're saying to me is we're going to take a Mario level and turn that into a little D&D adventure.
Yeah, so like again, I feel like I've ripped off Zelda concepts for dungeons before.
You're a big hack.
Pokemon. Well, I mean, the point's having fun, right?
No.
Oh, I guess we're trying to The
point is just to get through another day.
Right. Well, I mean, I consider this part of that endeavor.
All right, let's do it.
So, or Pokemon gyms usually run on a puzzle of some sort.
You really like this concept, so like lay it down.
Well, I'm trying to continue to.
Sorry, I'm all worked up on Diet Coke.
Right. So, like, even just the Vermilion City gym, where you look in the various trash cans for a button to open the door to the friggin' gym leader.
That is like famously the worst Pokemon gym.
But that could be a dungeon, Cohen, if you just believe.
I cannot. Any other gym.
I am asking you to change your perspective because this is amazing what I'm asking you to believe.
Can we instead do the Koga gym, the Fuchsia City, where it's the invisible walls?
Well, sure. I mean, really, we should focus on Mario. But I'm just saying that this is what we're talking about. We're gonna be inspired. Just try and make a Mario dungeon. Like I said, I was so excited. I was like, those spinning bars of fire.
Okay, you're jumping ahead. Let's start from the beginning. All right, what are we doing?
The beginning of what?
Let's start.
We're being inspired to create dungeon concepts through video games.
I love it. Okay, so
in Mario, the Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, the castles at the end, and we're talking about Super Mario Brothers.
Right, the first
game, NES. Much love.
I mean,
rest in peace.
Right, it could be like the Super Mario World castles.
No.
It could,
No.
It could.
No.
Well, let's focus on the first Mario Brothers.
Okay, so World 1-4.
I don't know what the numbers are.
It's like the
That's
first.
the first castle?
Yes. They would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry.
Right.
That
explains
it. It would be
all.
like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. And the 4 was always a castle.
The 4 was always a castle. Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. Well, what was the first castle? It had a lava pit.
That was at the end, for sure.
There wasn't a lava pit in the beginning?
Oh yeah, okay. So there's little lavas you got to jump over. So first you go in the castle because you go into a castle at the end of the 3. There's actually like pretty good continuity. Like 1, 3 at the end, you go up the flagpole and then you go into a little castle.
I think a lot of people will have played Mario.
Yeah, but I'm helping them.
Right.
They're just stumbling around.
No, it's true. You do go into the castle in 3.
Mm-hmm. I'm just was suddenly kind of impressed by that continuity.
Don't you usually go in the castle in every level because there's always the flag next to the castle? I can't remember.
That may be true.
Let's pull up YouTube instead of doing a podcast.
I'm
all right.
So bored.
So there's a lava pit. What else?
So
there's those lava blobs.
Okay, so the lava blobs. That's good. How do we execute this as a D&D concept?
So that's lava pit. Looks like a normal lava pit, right?
Okay, lava pit, easy. So like when they try to jump over it,
you try to cross it, then the lava blobs.
Then the lava so that if they wait and if they approach it cautiously, the blob will pop up when they get to the edge.
Right. Very. I would say. I would say
they would have to enunciate that they are waiting to see what happens.
Right, because unlike Mario, they wouldn't just pop out on a timer because they actually live in a world.
They actually don't pop out on a timer.
Right.
They pop out when you go to the edge of the pit. Same way piranha plants work.
Right.
You have to approach the edge.
Yeah.
Or wait, will piranha plants not raise up if you're standing next to them?
Well, in D&D, piranha plants would be a real-life creature with its own motivation.
Speaking of piranha plants, did you see that Nintendo Direct this morning?
Yeah, man. Piranha plants just got confirmed this morning as a new DLC fighter, I believe.
Yeah, Spencer and I just fist bumped. He was really into it and not at all weirded out.
I didn't explode off of it like sometimes is done mutually.
I did that.
Right. It created a lot of tension that we are still working out. But
I always do the explode, and then people know the next time to bring their A game.
But it's just so much work.
Knuckle up, motherfucker.
Do you know how much energy it takes to explode a hand?
Yes.
The same amount of energy it takes to bite through a human carrot.
It's this.
You know about human carrots?
Is anything like
Mario? What else happens?
There's a big turtle.
Right, big turtle at the end. Stat that as a hobgoblin.
No. That's a bugbear.
Yeah. Bugbears.
What if? Wouldn't it just be like a big? What if you just did like a wormling? Because you would want to actually put a dragon in there, right?
You could.
Bowser's a dragon,
but it's a dragon that would have to be not immune to lava, huh? Because it would have to be on a bridge.
That's all of them except Red.
Yeah, but he shoots fire and is not immune to lava. That is convenient.
He keeps coming back. Did you know that canonically all of the Bowsers except the last one are not actually Bowser? They're a Koopa in disguise. They're like a different monster in disguise. That's why if you kill Bowser, instead of jumping on the axe, if you kill him with fireballs, it'll like turn into a dead Goomba and fall into the lava.
Right, because he's just pretending to be Bowser in just the first game?
So the first 7 castles of the first game, that's the reason you keep killing Bowser and he keeps like...
Right, the same way your princess is in another castle. It's all this
so
magic shit.
It's not really Bowser, and there's not really any reason to do anything you're doing.
Right.
So
that evokes tropes of the boss is actually something else that like is taking aspects of the temple or whatever the dungeon is, but then it just turns out to be, say, like a cultist worshiping and trying to live up to the expectations of that. So it might look like it's a dragon, but it's actually like some draconic cultist that has dragon aspects but can't actually be as strong as a dragon. I mean, that's a different concept. It could just be a dragon, but
Yeah, no, that's hot. I'm into it.
I want to get back to the fireball bars.
Yeah, so tell me about these fireball bars.
Would you want them to be horizontal, or I guess horizontal rather than vertical?
One aspect of you would need to nail down is that it's a narrow hallway.
Right.
They're having to move through, because that sort of simulates the 2D environment of these platformers. So the bars, this is kind of what they did in Super Paper Mario. Did you ever play that?
No, but I wanted to.
Oh, it was really good. You really missed out. I played it twice.
Sure.
10 years apart. So you would switch the perspective. There was a thing Mario could do where he would switch his perspective to facing the other way, and then like some obstacles like that would be like, oh, it was only one Mario thick, so you could just walk around it. But sometimes it would be like, oh, it's like actually 6 flaming bars, and it takes up the whole hallway. That's neat.
That's cool.
It would be neat. It would be hard to describe those.
It would be like a bar composed out of singular balls of fire, as if on a chain of fire. No, but it would...
Never mind. You did that really well.
Swinging
like the arms of a clock, counting down to your fiery death.
Right. It could just be similar to like a razor pendulum, but it's just, instead of being a razor pendulum, it's more of a slow pendulous fire swing.
Yeah.
Or something.
So would they need to do sick jumps to get out of the way?
Yeah.
Or find other ways to interact with it?
I think generally it would be acrobatic, but I think that also it would be more compelling to interact with it for the elemental fire it is. So you might be able to douse it with sufficient something, or...
Yeah, create water spell.
Right. Or like just stop it at the source, like at the block that makes it.
Yeah, maybe you could like try to break that block, and like, but if you ended your turn in the same space as the block, you would take damage when it swung back around.
Right.
So you could do a mosquito style, like a monk, get in, punch, escape.
Yeah, you got to time it well, otherwise you'll get hit by it.
Or maybe a rogue would be better at like disarming it. It could be sort of a trap.
Right, because that's a common way that rogues deal with traps, is to jam a spike in it to stop it from moving. So maybe you just stick it in a certain direction, and if you roll not very well, it sticks it in a bad direction, so it's kind of in the way, but it's just not moving, you know?
So it's like easier to get past. Ooh, you could try to, like, if you could stick it in one direction, you could try to jimmy it up, just the block, carry it with you, and then like slide it across the bridge at Bowser to kind of fuck him up.
That's like in Smash Brothers when there is that sword that's like the sword of the fireballs.
Oh yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah.
That thing's a lot of fun.
So that could be an option.
We both got Smash brains.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone has Smash brains, I think. What was the other character that they announced today?
They announced Ryu.
No, they announced Ken.
Ken. Sorry.
There was another one, though.
Ken.
I was excited by the other one.
Yeah. Oh, Incineroar.
Yeah, Incineroar. That's an interesting
They did not announce Geno.
I'm pretty bummed about that.
Maybe in the DLC. There's 5.
Yeah, I don't expect they will.
Keep running up, and they'll pull the football away, because they're never putting Geno in Smash, even though I want it so bad.
I want Metroid, just the jellyfish, to be its own character.
Trophy.
I know, and Metroids can really only do one thing, which is suck your head. But
I would have said a piranha can only do one thing, but here we are.
Yeah, but I really think Metroid would make. I mean, I say that now after
the baby Metroid could.
Yeah,
it could die for you.
That could be good.
Press B to die. The down B smashes to die and make everyone very sad.
That could also just be a good item, is that it's just a baby Metroid, like a buff for a short period of time.
Yeah, and then it dies, and you're very sad.
No, it does, and then you get like green, like rainbow beam powers for a while or something.
No, it was sick as hell.
Yeah, that was like, still I think stands up as one of the most very fun sequences, experiences in video games. Is the ending of Super Metroid,
and like the way that scene, there's a scene in Super Metroid where this baby Metroid that you've been taking care of through the whole game shows up when you're getting like killed by a boss that's like the final boss, and like gives its life to power you up and defend you, and it's very effective.
Yeah, and then the whole end game is just very fun because of that.
Yeah.
So anyway. Do you have any last thoughts? Because I think we're scraping the bottom of what my awareness is.
The
Super
enemies.
Mario 1.
Enemies would be
the dry bones, right?
Yeah, well, no, they'd just be regular ass. Dry bones didn't exist yet.
What were there? Okay, so just Koopas.
Just Koopas, baby. Or Buzzy Beetles.
Yeah, so this is a lava-based brick dungeon with inexplicable turtle themes.
Look.
And so it's like, that's strange. Why is there all this fire stuff and then just turtles? And then maybe at the very end it's like, oh, is it a Mario reference?
Yeah. There'd be like platforms raising and lowering.
Yeah. Yeah. Those the platforms that go up into an eternity or go up into squish ceilings or something, you know? That's a big one.
Those are fun. You could do sort of a pastiche. I think it would be best maybe to just do a Super Mario Bros. Pastiche.
Right.
So maybe you start above ground, you'd go below ground.
Breakable blocks would be a good element. Or blocks that have stuff and like good items inside of them to be question mark blocks.
Potions.
Right, yeah. So,
like a potion of enlarged person.
Right, or like mushrooms that have potion effects.
Yeah.
But not like comic mushrooms, just you say they're like red mushrooms or something.
Mm-hmm. Crimson hued, because you always want to avoid
the red.
You always want to just avoid the thing that's the on the nose description of the.
Right, yeah.
You don't want to be like, you're in a Mario level.
Although, no. Yeah, so you want to call it there then?
Yeah. Do you want to keep the lights on?
I want to play Loot Table.
Oh, well, fine. Okay.
So that was Gamestorming. Let us know what you think. Yeah, and let's move on to Loot Table or Brute Fable, a segment you know very well. A segment where we riff content based on the roll of a dice, which we rolled.
All right. Actually, I'm about to roll
which
mine.
we're rolling.
All right. What I get?
3.
Okay.
No, 5.
Oh,
I
wow,
can't
you fucked
see.
that up.
No, I can't see.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I mean,
okay.
It's not scary because it's 10 years without prescription change.
Which one is that? Oh, you should
Cursed item. No, I know.
Cursed item. I got the Ace of Wands. Cursed item. When the energy and Ace of Wands reversed. When the energy and passions of the Ace of Wands is reversed, it could likely mean that you are starting to lose your motivation and willpower. The daily grind has weakened your inspiration to create what you used to have so much excitement for. On the other hand, you might be so overwhelmed with excitement for so many things that you lack direction on where you should go. Okay, so it's a cursed item that I like the second half of that more than the lack of motivation, because that could be
right.
The one that like makes you so excited that it kind of destroys your ability to choose. Let's see. Okay, they're called the trying. They're called they're like scrying bones, right? But they're not a very good item. They always say whatever you're asking it if you should do is a good idea.
Yeah. Scry.
Escrying bones.
Just the bad pitch that'll get us to the good answer is scry harder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because that's not it. That's almost the opposite of it.
Yeah.
But it'll get us there. We'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Scry bother.
Scry baby.
Give it a scry.
Scry bother is good though.
Scry bother is good, and I'm going to change it to the other one because I like that. These are you have no motivation. These are actually scrying bones that say everything is a terrible idea. Like no matter like everything, you're like, oh, that's disastrously bad.
Yeah,
and that will lead you to your doom and the death of your entire party.
That would be funny if those were skinned as like very famous scrying bones, and it's like, oh man, those are the scrying bones of Oliver the Wise, and you get them, and it's just like they're fucking busted. And it's like, what the fuck?
What if you do some research and it turns out that like they always were like that,
right?
But it's like people were always asking if they should do like some dumbass thing that they already felt nervous about. They're like, should I go to Mount Murder Home and face the ogres of Slaughter Steel? And it's like, no, you shouldn't. And it's like the biggest. That's how I knew I shouldn't be murdered by ogres.
And that's like a famous person who's hailed as like a genius, and he like has all these stupid fucking ideas, but just like the broken thing tells him not to. And so he's like, he's famous for it because, and it's like, oh, he's a genius because, but it's truly he's just an idiot with a broken thing.
I love it.
That's almost even a completely different thing, but it was fun to
Scry
do.
bother.
Scry bother.
All right. It's your turn. Roll the pin.
All right.
Louder.
It's hard. It doesn't pick it up on the mic. I got a 3, which is arms and armor.
Or fully work. Okay. You also drew the 7 of Pentacles.
No, I don't know about this.
An immense amount of work has been done, and the effort that has been put in previously is now ready to be harvested. Though the crop is ready, there is still more work. And now is a time of focus and diligence before one can reap the rewards. These are actually not bad just predictions.
Yeah.
Anyway,
is that the whole thing?
Yeah, that was it.
So this is, to me, it's gauntlets, or it's one gauntlet, because I really like gauntlets. But it's a gauntlet that you charge up by punching, and it charges up like kinetic or potential energy. That's like you take it through your daily life, and it slowly builds up a charge, like not much, and it takes a long time, but then you disperse the charge, and it's like all that force comes out. So it's like over the course of a month, it would gain like say an extra 1d6 damage, and then over the course of say 3 years, it might be up to a 4 to 5d6 damage. So not like game breaking stuff in terms of real game terms, but in like if you encountered someone with it, he might just be able to punch you really hard once or twice, and it's like
I have a good name for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the missing punch.
The missing punch.
That's a joke for all you jobbers out there, all you freelancers, all you not full timers, everybody hustling for that bread. It's called the missing punch.
It's called the missing punch, and
your HR rep wants to talk to you about it.
Also, if you were supposed to get punched, that also charges it up.
Oh, that's good. Oh, what if it get okay? I know you said punching, but what if it gets charged up by your opponent's missing an attack against you?
That's cool. Yeah. So that's very powerful. So that's like an artifact that a monk might use.
Yeah.
Like a monk specific item that maybe works to a lesser extent for a non-monk. But when you dodge an attack, you get essentially a d6 of damage that you can then apply to an attack or save up and apply them all to the next attack. And it has some cap that's higher for monks than normal people.
What if, okay, I think mechanically one cool way to do it would be like, if you get 1, then you get to add a d4.
Uh-huh.
If they miss 3, you can add a d6.
So it just goes up.
If they miss 10, it's
dice.
whatever, yeah. And
yeah,
it's
so
like some
8,
kind
10,
of
12, 20 or something.
Yeah, it's got some like escalating thing. So it's
Yeah.
like to get like a plus, and you just start stacking 2d10s.
Uh-huh.
But that takes like you'd have to miss like 15 times or something.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
the
like that a
missing
lot.
punch.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah. That's what you call a top-down design. I mean, we came from the name out of the concept, but then we designed the concept from the name.
Yeah.
But it worked. But that's cool.
And I like it works on 2 levels because it works on 3 levels because there's also only 1 glove instead of 2. It's the missing punch. It's good.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's a really good. This is I think my favorite item in a while.
Yeah, right. It was definitely a synthesis, but yeah, that was cool. It came together.
Yeah.
We're
really sucking our own dicks here.
I was gonna say, yeah, my head's really far up my ass. So
yeah,
speaking
you
of,
got to get all the way up there to suck your dick.
Speaking of sucking
crass.
our own,
I'm sorry, folks at home.
Yeah,
if you're listening to this podcast with your kids, stop it. It's way boring for them.
No one's mouth is allowed to be anywhere. Right?
Yeah,
that's what we're supposed to be saying now.
That's a good rule. Okay, what do we got?
It's what we got to pay the bills.
Oh, skills to pay the bills. Let's do it.
Hey, Cohen.
Yeah, Spencer.
We're doing a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of work on our plates, and when we do that work, it takes hard tools that we don't always have.
Spencer, I don't know how to tell you how many times I've looked around and not had the tool that I need. If only there were a tool for me and all of the needs that I have.
If only there were an outstanding member of a race of tribe of creature known for their ingenuity and stick-to-itiveness.
Oh, somebody's talking about kobolds.
Goblins.
Kobolds
are pretty sneaky, too. I'm talking about goblins. Goblins.
Which one?
That's why Tungle Tate's Custom Hammers is just what we need and just what any hard-working professional needs for their daily, day-to-day working life.
You're talking about a custom hammer?
Custom hammer made to you specifically by Tungle Tate herself.
Herself.
I assumed.
Very
I don't
progressive. No, it's good. Okay, so what about so is this a hammer that I can use to put a nail in a board?
Oh, you could put a nail in a board. You could put a screw in a board. You could even put a sharpened rod into a board.
Those are the 3 things? What if I need this hammer to be able to help me take things out of a board?
You could break a pane of glass.
So I'm going to the website, and what I'm seeing
you could give someone a concussion.
I'm seeing that you just list your needs. I've selected pizza slicer,
right,
and Oh,
no, that's Pizza Smasher.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing that it is. I need to get my script checked here. I'm seeing Hawaiian Punch on the wall remover.
Right. Yes.
So if somebody has like stuck a Hawaiian Punch to the wall, you can just take that right off.
Right.
Yeah. It's just it's in my it's directly in my eye line. I'm sorry that I mention it every week. It's the third member of the show.
No.
Tungle Tank's custom hammer.
What do they do all of your jobs that can be solved with a large rock.
Tungle Tank's custom hammer. Don't kill your dog with it.
Shipping is not free. The cost is mostly shipping. I'm not going to lie. It costs about $300 to ship our 30-pound model.
That's so expensive.
And so custom. Because that's the custom tools people like us need every day.
These rocks have been lovingly custom.
Custom hammers.
These custom hammers have been lovingly custom selected by us for you from nature.
And specially selected to match Tungle Taint's specifications, so you know you get the tool you need for the jobs you have.
Tungle Taint is a brutal taskmaster, and if you don't, please just come to the website.
Also, yeah, you don't have to. If you buy them and do the pickup option, I can just take them to your house.
Yeah, or look out back. You know what? They might already be there.
Well, I think you might be undercutting our business model.
Well, no, they still need to pay. Those are our custom hammers.
Well,
you're not licensed. Sometimes you're just paying for a license. In fact, pay us Tungle Tank's custom hammers.
It's COD, and as you can see, several hundred custom hammers have already been delivered to your backyard. Please pay us now.
Yeah, in fact, this is really more of a what do you call it? Third notice type situation. You didn't pay for a license to have those rocks.
Your podcast will be shut off.
Spencer and I are right behind you. I know you, Steve, on your break, listening to this on lunch. Kyle, Chris,
all the boys,
all three of the upper tier boys. They finally came back.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Use the promo code Goblin Flakes.
Goblin Flakes.
That's the only promo code we have and have ever had.
It's nutritional, and you need it.
Tungle Taint's custom hammers.
Don't use them to kill your dog.
And we're back.
I sure did enjoy that suite of products.
You know I did as well. And as always, all of our products are great. And please use them. They're not just found objects in the dumpster. That we're trying to
artisanally selected consumer products.
We aren't just doing that scam that was on early eBay where you just put a funny story next to some bullshit and said
that's where haunted dolls came from.
Right.
And then they got ruined by looky-loos and tagalongs.
But that's not where Tungle Taint's custom hammers came from.
Okay, I know tagalongs are a Girl Scout cookie, but are looky-loos?
I think there's.
That should be a Girl Scout cookie.
I don't know if they are. I was thinking of Do-si-dos.
Johnny come latelys.
So we got a segment that we can't do, but we want to talk about for next season. So,
yeah. Oh, speaking of, season finale. Okay, so What is this segment?
Fail mail.
Fail mail? You mean like that super good Artemer?
That super good armor item.
Yeah, the one I came up with. It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And the name was so good. So good, we decided to use it outside of its intended context.
Oh.
This idea.
Chopped and screwed it Banksy style.
I mean, that's generous. So what we want to be doing
Banksy
is reading your stories of failure. If you send us an email, at mastermanual@gmail.com.
It's Master Manual Pod.
Master Manual, thank you so much. Sorry.
Third try.
mastermanualpod@gmail.com. Use the subject
fail mail,
and send us a story of when you failed. Maybe it's like your character did something and failed really hard and everyone died. Maybe you were a DM and failed. Maybe you were a player and the DM failed.
Yeah, you had something that you thought was going to happen as a DM and you just really didn't set it up well. Maybe you had a really obtuse puzzle.
Yeah, no one got the puzzle. Maybe you did this great lateral thinking puzzle where everyone's on an island that's burning down.
Oh my god! There's no context.
No,
for this
I know, and
because that was from we talked about this on an episode we recorded and didn't release, and also it's from a game that just happened at someone's house.
And maybe everyone loved that puzzle, but no one got it. And maybe you want to tell a story about that.
Spencer had a famously difficult puzzle.
Well, why don't we just talk about that real quick?
Okay, so let's lay it on me now.
I did a puzzle. For our D&D group, the Harmon home campaign when we played at home
in town,
if you will, and please do,
and I will.
It was a puzzle I did. It wasn't a real puzzle. It was like a Sphinx or some shit was asking this question. Explaining
that didn't help.
It's very bad. So it's all bad. But the idea is you're on an island surrounded by high cliffs that you can't jump off of. And the island is covered in forest, and a lightning bolt hits the forest and sets a fire. How do you survive? The fire is blowing from north to south and will consume the entire island in flame, but there's a way for you on the island without any objects to survive.
So, folks at home, I want you to right now pause
and spend 3 hours trying to get to the bottom of this.
Spend a couple of minutes thinking of what you might do.
The tricky thing here is that lateral thinking puzzles usually require question and answers to help the guessers get to the answer, which you as a listener will not have access to.
But you know what you can do? Just at me and I'll answer.
Right.
Any hour of the day and night. At Skullmandible.
Right. And then once you finish asking as many questions as it takes to satisfy yourself, unpause now.
Okay.
And then the answer...
Wait. I can't remember what the answer is. Is the answer that you just cut down some trees?
Close.
What is it?
The answer is that you take a stick and you catch it on fire, and then you take the fire stick further down than the fire has burnt, and then you set a fire there. And the wind that has been taking the fire south will take this new fire south before the fire to the north of you will burn you to death, and then you will follow that fire as it completes its burning onto now what is burnt wasteland, and you will be in a no man's land of safety, already burnt forest, when the forest behind you, or when the fire behind you comes and gets it. Very bad puzzle. No one got anything. It wasted 3 hours. It was a nightmare.
So long.
I felt so bad. I really fucked up. Fail mail.
I feel like after an hour you could have just had the Sphinx attack them.
So in this sort of DM fail mail, we might even give you ideas on how you could have improved, which is I definitely should have just abandoned the fucking puzzle and just done anything else. And it was a huge mistake. Well, so if you had a huge mistake or someone made a huge mistake, you could send it to us.
Yeah, if you got your whole party killed, I want to hear about it.
Right. I got another one.
Okay, lay it on me.
I got my whole party killed a little bit. There was all these levers, and the DM didn't set up how ominous the sounds the levers were making was, because the levers were supposed to making a sound that was going to destroy the entire dungeon, but that was never made clear. But we were trying to pull the levers to solve the puzzle, but the levers weren't related to the puzzle, which was a red herring. And so I pulled a bunch of the levers.
Sounds like a DM fail.
Right, it was. And I pulled a bunch of the levers because I thought that would solve the puzzle. And then someone else pulled the last lever, and pulling all the levers at once killed the dungeon. But everyone blamed me, and I didn't pull the last lever. And so that, I really that truly, I lost stature in the eyes of the group, and I got invited to less games at that point because I was treated as a less than serious player of the game because I got everyone killed, when in fact I did not. I just, if anything, set the table for someone else to intentionally do the action that then did get us killed. And so I have some resentment about that. That I think was also a DM fail.
I can't tell at all.
Right. I have a lot of resentment from my old DM games. It's crazy if you think about it. I try not to dwell on it too much, but
certainly
that's my life. And that's why I have a podcast to talk shit about everyone I used to be friends with.
Here's how you should have done it.
Right. Yeah.
According to Spencer. All right.
I think that the big mistake is no one had any inkling that those sounds that he was alluding to were sounds that were supposed to bring down the entire ceiling of the dungeon.
Honestly, that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, that's not something someone would install in a dungeon.
No, it's stupid.
Generally, at least.
Well, it shouldn't be a thing in a dungeon
right.
Dungeon Dragon.
Fail mail. Send us your fail mail. You want to move on?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. We're gonna dive into that stuff in season 2. So
yeah, send us your fail mail so we can do yours.
Punch us in the guts.
Hell yeah. Kick us in the dick.
Yeah, kick it right off.
Please. So our next segment, we were thinking about doing a continuing recurring segment for an unspecified length of time. We want to talk about tie-ins between improv and D&D.
Oh, I'm really excited about this bit.
Oh yeah, you are. And we're going to talk about the first lesson. We were just Googling improv lessons and improv tips to kind of spur our minds of. I found a list of 5 that we're going to maybe start with and go from there. So I'm just going to really quick read off these top 5.
Okay.
Number 1, don't deny. Number 2, don't ask open-ended questions. Number 3, you don't have to be funny. Number 4, you can look good if you make your partner look good. And number 5, tell a story. So we're just going to talk about the first one, which is don't deny. I'm just going to read this. It's not credited. There's no author listed here. It's from Improv's Encyclopedia. Denial is the number one reason most scenes go bad. Anytime you refuse an offer made by your partner, your scene will almost instantly come to a grinding halt. That's the whole thing.
All right. Well, I think it's fairly easy to see how this translates to Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. So just to be clear, there are times when as a DM you will have to deny your players. So it's not never deny. In this case, in improv, it's usually a bad thing to deny your fellow players. But in DM, as a DM, you can deny. But let's talk about don't deny. So in the book, I think at some point it talks about like, oh, it's always a cool thing that if your player's like, oh, the tower, it zaps out a tentacle and grabs a bird, then you roll with it. And I think it wants you to yes and your players to an extent, even outside the boundaries of what you expect.
I think the key is always to be the arbiter.
Mm-hmm.
So they're asking, they're not saying this happens. They're saying, well, if I try this, like, I want to, you're sort of, to a certain degree, you're a computer that facilitates things that they try.
Right.
So if they say, I want to try this, if they want to throw, it's like, oh, there's a turtle goblin, a famous monster, D&D monster, the turtle goblin. They're like, oh, okay, I want to try knocking him on its back. And so what you can say is, well, you don't have that ability.
Right.
And that is the end of their good idea, and they don't want to do fun ideas anymore, and then it's just a dumbass video game. Or you can say, okay, you can try to push him. That's going to be your action. Right. Make a strength check. And that's easy. You just did it. And like that can be the thing they try to do. And but then you try to. So
building out a bit broader than that, or maybe more narrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just changing the scope in some way. Just like I think that a lot of times your players will ask questions or take actions that suggest lines of thought that they might be having that they haven't revealed. So they might say, oh, are there any clues? Or, oh, are there any dead bodies? Or, oh, are there any things on the floor? And there might not be any things on the floor in your writing, but they're looking for something. And so you can not deny that offer that they make. And you can say, oh yeah, I wasn't planning there being a skeleton there, but let's say there's a skeleton. And then, they mess around with it. It might not be very consequential, but just the fact that it was there when they wanted it to be there, that it enhances the experience and makes them feel like they're imagining correctly and they're playing in this shared world more effectively.
My big trick on that is when they ask for things like that, if it works, just throw any small detail on it.
Yeah.
So let's say they come into a dungeon, they're like, oh, they're like skeletons hanging from the wall or whatever, and they're like, actually there is, you see, and one of them has a weird red glint in his eye socket.
Right.
And maybe when they find it, maybe they find like a weird like an eye made out of garnet worth 10 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Or like 5, or not even much, but it's like, oh, they had an idea. You punched it up a little bit. You didn't say no.
You made them right.
Yeah.
And in Cohen, what he said is yes, and then he said and, because he was yes-anding, which is an improv concept where you say what you just said is true, and I'm building onto it by saying another thing.
Shit, did I jump to the next rule?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't deny is basically the other side of yes and.
Yeah.
So
And yet a third side of yes and is no but.
No but.
That's the yes and the brother of yes and is no but.
Right. So if you wanted to push over the turtle goblin, no but would be no, but you could trip him instead.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like, oh, I want to jump up and kick him and push him into the lava, and then fill his mouth with my own butt.
Why don't you start with a grapple check or
it's
something?
like, okay, make a grapple check that you can do one action.
Right.
You're
no, but
exactly
this. So that's all in the service of not denying. As a DM, you're in a position to deny a lot. A lot of times your job is to deny, but there's ways to deny that get to the heart of what your players want to do and kind of give them what they want and let them do the things they want that don't stand in the way of what you're trying to do either. And it's really good skill to be able to take a step back and think this was what I wanted, but now that this new idea is on the table, is this fine? Is this good enough to just roll with? And oftentimes it is. And the more you get comfortable, the more able you'll be able to roll different ideas in. But, it's just kind of something you learn and grow with.
Yeah. All right. I dig it.
That does it. So we're going to do the best segment.
It's everybody's favorite.
Very...
It's the reason we end on it.
Yeah, it's my favorite and maybe yours.
Animals. Okay. You know what?
That's the new sound drop. Oh,
look what I've selected from the monster manual.
It looks like an adult blue Draco Lich. No, Shadow Dragon.
God, yes, obviously. I'm not pointing to the stat block on the opposite page.
How could I possibly think you're pointing to the thing at the top left corner?
It's I'm pointing. I was actively pointing at the lovingly illustrated Shadow Dragon.
Right.
Or as the DM guy describes it,
which
Dragon, Shadow.
Which is hidden very heavily and less emphasized than Draco Lich. What the fuck is a Shadow Dragon?
Well, you see, Shadow Dragons are true dragons that were either born in the Shadowfell or transformed by years spent within its dismal confines. Do you not know about these?
No.
Oh, these are great. I fought a Shadow Dragon once.
This is some new shit.
So a Shadow Dragon is basically a way to have a boss monster in the Shadowfell that isn't a damn Mind Flayer. No, wait, that's the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, so there you go. What else would you have in the Shadowfell as a boss monster?
I don't think that's what Animals is it?
No, but I'm just saying that's why it seemed like you were contemptuous of Shadow Dragons.
Yeah, no, that's some fucking bullshit.
No, they kick ass. My big campaign that I played was in for several years.
What's their breath weapon?
It seems their breath weapon is... So basically a Shadow Dragon is you take a regular dragon and you change its statistics to shadowy. So it has resistance to necrotic.
Right.
It has shadow breath.
So it's necrotic damage?
It is necrotic damage, yes.
Great.
Also, if a humanoid is reduced to 0 points by this damage, it dies, and an undead shadow rises from its corpse and acts immediately after the dragon in the initiative, and it's under its control. So, like, a shadow dragon can very quickly turn your party against... It can turn the tide really fast.
Yeah, man, I don't know. This sounds like just an edgelord dragon, my man.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we make it better?
I don't know. Okay, so this is just...
It's a dragon that from living in the Shadowfell becomes like a dragon made of shadow.
So is that your pitch?
No, that's what it is.
Right.
How do we make it better?
So just this isn't necessarily the pitch, but to put it out in the world as content, it's just a shadow that's like in the shape of a dragon. And so you just see it like on the ground, but then you get burnt to death.
Pretty close to the Scrubble. I'm worried it's a little too close to the Scrubble.
No, it's exactly the Scrubble.
Oh,
except it's a shadow instead of a Scrubble.
Yeah. What if it's the shadow? What if it's a shadow?
What if it's the shadow of a dragon?
Okay, you know the sun, right?
No, yeah.
Okay, you know how half of the earth is nighttime because it's in the shadow of itself.
Yes, nighttime.
Yeah, that's what do you know the concept of nighttime?
Yes.
Okay, what if and you know how the moon it's always the same part of the moon?
Right, the same face.
Yeah. So what if on the dark side of the moon, are you familiar with this concept?
No.
Okay, what if because from the power of the moon casting a shadow on itself.
Yes,
always,
nighttime.
Yeah, nighttime, moon night.
Mm-hmm.
What if the concentrated power of that constant shadow a moon shadow created some sort of avatar, this physical champion of a shadow dragon on the dark side of the moon. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, oh, this shadow just has happened so long that it's become concentrated and become almost like viscous and like it's got like weight. And then it So like a shadow dragon shows up, and then you find out it's from the moon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
But that's just a shadow dragon, right?
Yeah, it kicks ass.
But
they're perfect.
That's
already.
just a context for a shadow dragon.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that you would yes and me, Spencer.
Right.
So what's different about it?
Right.
Okay.
No, I know. That's the segment.
Okay. What else? What else? What else do you think?
Well,
I was hoping putting it in space would give more ideas.
right. Okay.
We put a lot of stuff in space, though.
Yeah. And I don't,
maybe the moon is dumb.
I don't think it's dumb. I just don't think it gives us a lot of extra direction. Like we still have to go in new directions. You know?
Yeah. Okay. What if the shadow dragon? I liked what you were saying about like it being just a shadow. What if it hunts your shadows?
Right.
And like you have to there's a light source in the room, so like you have to try to position yourself so your shadow is away. You have to protect your shadow from the dragon. Because you take it attacks your shadow and you take like way more damage than you would normally.
Right.
And like maybe it takes the players a while to learn this.
That seems cool conceptually, but I'm sure I wonder how to operate, how to make the rules do that, you know? Like there's got to be a way, right? Like
well, if it's attacking you from the front, it's like you it seems like you'd need a map for this.
You need a light source. You need to map light sources at some point.
Basically. Or there could be just one big one.
One light source?
Yeah, well, like a huge like brazier of black fire in the
yeah.
middle of the room that maybe like there are dragon bones burning in it. Like, maybe this is what happens if you like burn dragon bones.
Right. So this is a magical ritual that creates it casts a dragon shadow
for
using dragon magic.
Yeah, so like if you start the fire with dragon bones, then as long as you keep the fire burning, the shadow dragon is bound to the fire.
Right.
But and the assumption, maybe even the player's assumption is like they have to like put the fire out. Like we got to put the fire out to kill it, and like the cultists are like, no, you can't do that, because it turns out if you put the fire out, you actually just release the dragon. It's no longer bound to the fire, and now it's just this like shadow dragon that the players have fucked up and loosed onto the world. So then they have to go stop it.
Yeah, that also feels like something that might be able to possess a shadow, for whatever that means.
Hide in your shadow.
Yeah,
stuff. That would be cool. I like it when we have cool ideas.
Yeah, I think really the idea, it's almost like a projected dragon as a trap, like as a magical trap that's like, oh yeah, we know how good dragons are, so let's make a cheap magical copy of a dragon.
Yeah.
It'll be like a budget way to protect a dungeon.
But there's a reason that people don't do it, which is that it's like super difficult to keep.
Right. It's like it's a dragon where you don't read the fine print.
Yeah. Like there's like one person who's like knows actually how this ritual works.
Right.
This seems like a fun way to like. I like to set things up. I like the idea of setting things up for like the players screw something up and then they have to fix what they've done.
Right.
It's not punishment. It's just cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
It is fun.
Because then you get to feel very smug.
Right. I was thinking that maybe maybe that's a bad reason for things to be fun.
Maybe you shouldn't have done that, dummy.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have been smarter and known what I was going to make happen to you.
So you can use shadow dragons in your campaigns. That was cool, though. I think we did it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think we stuck the landing.
We're fucking nailing it.
Yeah.
No one's going to listen, and we're going to just be like, we're good, and we don't need validation.
Well, I just need something to listen to for myself.
Oh, well, I got podcast recommendations that are way better.
Nothing as good as me.
Maybe I'll put it in the notes. I'll put all the podcasts that are better than this in our show notes.
What are some podcasts you like? Do you want to just talk about that?
99% Invisible.
It's pretty good.
Ear Hustle.
I've been on a Sawbones kick lately.
Right, Sawbones.
And obviously Taz and then Mabim Bam. Those boys, they do it.
Yeah, man. They should do a Adventure Zone Tasmanian Devil crossover.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
Yep. It is.
Well,
we're great.
Spencer, I sure have enjoyed recording this season with you.
Right. Yeah, this has been season 1, huh? So I don't know. We might take a week off or something. We might just keep on rolling through to the next episode.
We'll do something.
Something
will release next week after you hear those.
Oh, yeah. Just you wait. You don't even want to know what we got.
When you said just you wait, I thought you were just going to start doing Hamilton.
Oh, just you wait.
Oh yeah, you were there the night I
don't
saw
know
that.
nothing about Hamilton.
Do you remember? It was like a couple of years ago. It was at like the Griffin. It was when there was that Bim Bam thing, and then just Lin-Manuel Miranda was there.
This sounds like you're mistaking me for someone else.
Oh, well, were you not there?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I don't even remember being at the Griffin ever.
Maybe it was Story Tavern.
Don't remember being there either. Anyway, I've been having a lot of fun.
Anyway, Lin-Manuel Miranda did Remix Ignition. Remix. It was pretty cool.
Damn.
I saw it. It was like 2 feet away. And then like this guy and girl sing Phantom of the Opera, the main theme. And I was thinking like, man, if you're going to do karaoke that, you better bring the heat. And they did. Anyway.
I thought I knew the story, but then that part of the story made me like, maybe I don't know. Whatever.
It's okay.
It's good. I've had a great time.
Me too.
If you had a great time,
where can people find us?
I don't fucking know. Go to our Discord. I'll actually put up the link this time.
Yeah. Master Manual Pod
at gmail.com.
Also on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook.
Spencer is the Sixler.
At the Sixler.
I'm Skull Mandible at Skull Mandible.
At
Cohen
Skull Mandible.
We've really enjoyed doing this. If you have any ideas for season 2, just let us know.
Yeah, send us your fail mails. Let us know if you have any ideas for segments or something. Let us know what you've liked. Let us know what you liked about the finale. Ideas for finales. Ideas for one-off episodes that are just like a deep dive into what is a Mind Flayer's dick. Mind Flayers don't have dicks, to my understanding.
They just have flayed minds.
Right.
They just hang them down there like
they reproduce
stockings.
by seromorphosis.
Seromorphosis?
Yep, they put a tadpole into the brain of a host body.
Huh. Is the host body always named Sarah?
Mastery is manual.
Looks like we booked it again.
No dice.
No dice. Bye, everybody.